What is up, guys? Cedarby here, and today, as you can see, we're coming at you with another war recap. This was against GoodFellas, NDL style war, and I'll scroll down there, sorry. As you can see, great performance from our side, 18 3-stars, 7 2-stars, 0 1-stars. GoodFellas had a little bit of a rougher road. They had left 3 Town Hall 9s standing on our side, and as you can see, one of those was the 1-star down there. But basically it came down to good base building on both sides, lots of cleanup attacks needed from both sides, obviously, but really good war. So let's go ahead and get right into it. First off, we are going to, so this, I'm going to call this pretty much the Hog Heavy war, because hogs were pretty much king this war. So we'll take a look at Little Ryan coming in on 20, and he is using an Archer Queen Walk Avalanche. And let's see how this develops. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. So Archer Queen goes up at 12, drops her down. He's going to let her start beating through some of this trash, working a little bit closer. And we'll see how this walk develops. I believe he wants her to continue to walk down this right side, but as we'll see here in just a moment, she's going to end up wrapping back towards going counterclockwise. So ended up just being that elixir storage, drew her back in. Hard to predict the pathing that far into a walk, so can't blame him for that, but watch how he recovers from this. The CC came out, dropped the poison, gonna get that taken care of, no problem. And once that witch goes down, she goes back to the elixir collector, and he's gonna start his avalanche part of the raid right now. 2 golems go down, hits a Tesla farm, just drops some wizards behind there, starts to let them beat through there, wants to get through that trash as quickly as possible. Sends a test wall breaker in, gets a nice clean path, drops the rest of them, opens that compartment. And at this point, he's trying to cut the funnel down south as well, wants to get those army camps taken care of. That provides 5 tile space, which is a good amount of space to ensure your attack is going to go one way or the other. Unfortunately, though, as you can see, most of the kill squad did end up wrapping. Part of me doesn't know if some of this was planned. I think it could be, but if it wasn't, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell because he adapted very well to it. With that being said, though, his queen did end up going in. So yeah, actually, I think the attack did go a little wonky, but regardless of that, an avalanche attack kind of just is and does, kind of wrap around the base. So it's still sticking to the demographic for the attack, I think. So last jump is dropped, wants to get the queen through there, wants to get the golem up front tanking, and wants to make sure that Expo isn't going to be that large of a threat. That air defense goes down, wizard is going to hop over, and that Expo is finally locked onto the queen. She's going to take some more damage, and he's going to pop the ability here shortly and get that taken care of. Now he's just kind of have to wait. Everything's wrapping around. Things are starting to die off finally, and that queen finally, or does still have a healer locked onto her, so he'll be able to get through the rest of this. Did have a nice late rage, all the way this late into the attack, so great use of it there. Good job, Little Ryan. Awesome attack. Moving on, let's get into the hogs at Town Hall 9. Let's take a look at, let's see, Jimmy coming in on, what was it, 21. There we go. Yep. So I like where he deploys the golems in this attack. He lets the attack develop up north, and then he's going to let them work into the queen. He doesn't go straight into it. Wants to get that clan castle taken care of, so he starts it up north, draws the clan castle, hound comes out, and at this point it's just kind of a waiting game, so we'll let it develop. Goal here is He wants to get his golems, and his king jumped into that compartment where it can reach the wizard towers, the queen, archer tower, etc. So he drops the poison on the queen, wants to slow her down once she drops up, or once she jumps up and locks onto the golem, doesn't want to take too much damage from her. She locks onto the golem, and she's going to go down very quickly. The king, however, is up and is doing some work on the on Jimmy's king, but they're able to get that down. The wizard's locked on, and at this point, he's accomplished a lot with his kill squad. You know, with the Goho, you want to get in. Essentially, you know, it takes about a quarter of the base with what you're doing with it. So coming in 2 golem and a jump, very customary, gets a lot of value for this, and plans the pathing out for the kill squad very well as well. So hogs have come in. Goes heavy hogs, and that's okay. And I really like the fact that he was very liberal with his heal spells right there. He didn't try and be classy or anything like that. In that instance, he made the right judgment call and just went heavy with the heal. And very good call, because at this point, he's got a swag heal, pretty much. Not much is going to stand up. It looked really nasty getting through there with those Teslas. Wizard Tower, you know, everything that was standing up. But once that many defenses go down and you have that many hogs still standing, as you can see, it's just an absolute murder on the base. Nice loon parade coming up top, taking out the Dark Elixir storage, and thankfully that wasn't a black mine, but that loon will be able to get that taken down, and we'll let the rest of this cleanup do its work. So great attack, Jimmy. Coming in with the swag heal. All right, next let's take a look at Messiah. He's taking on 24, jumping all over the place, can't keep up. And as you can see in the spell composition, he's coming in with 4 heals. He does have a cold-blooded Goho, but he is not using any spells on it. And watch how he executes this first part of his attack. So Golem goes down, starts tanking for that compartment. It's going to get that trash out of the way. He wants to take out the Golem, wants to take out the Archer Tower, the Mortar, and that Builder Hut is probably going to be on the list as well. And then he wants her to continue walking south towards 6 o'clock, but she ends up wrapping up, going counterclockwise, but isn't the worst thing in the world. So the Golem has routed where he wanted it to. Clan Castle comes out. Golem is doing a decent amount of tanking. King is in there. Poison is down. It's just going to take some time. Queen does hop the wall, which is very good, because otherwise it could have been pretty tricky for those wizards to get in there. Attack could have gone south, so luckily that queen did jump, but he's gotten a lot of benefit with that queen going up north. As you can see, a lot of cleanups taken care of, and there have been, I think, 3 or 4 defenses that have been taken out at least. So the pathing for the hogs at this point is just going to go straight through the middle of the base. Going to lead him over to this left side, drops his CC hogs, held on to those, and that's something I've been noticing with Messiah's attacks. Is he's, and you know, I've seen it with other people's, but I've been noticing it in his mostly, is you know, hanging on to those CC hogs for about halfway through the raid, letting them, you know, sending in your main camp hogs, letting what of those die off from, you know, the heavy entry, what have you, and then, you know, reinforcing your hog portion with those CC hogs to that late, I think is a very, very good skill and tip for any hog attacker to use, and he executes it perfectly here. So good job, Messiah, and let's go ahead and get through this cleanup. And the pesky Archer Tower, or Builder Hut. I cannot speak today. All right, next, Lupe the Mag. He's taken out 16, coming in with a Shattered Goho. And coming in with Rage instead of a jump spell. So he has Wall Breakers to bring in. Feels comfortable with his entry. So he drops both of his golems wide, you know, pretty much at 6 and 9 o'clock, lets them route into where they are now. Clan Castle is drawn. Drops his queen up top. King is on the bottom side, so he wants everything to just funnel towards the center. Bowlers go in, and I'm sorry, this isn't Goho, it's Go Boho. King ends up taking a little journey up north, but Lupe sends in his wall breakers. They get in. Luckily, no bombs popped. It could have been bad, but he was able to get through there no problem. And with that kill squad entry of just, you know, those golems were already down by the time they got that far. And with that one rage, he's taken out 50% of the base pretty much. So Hog portion is going to take out the rest of the other half of this base. And he's coming in very heavy, working through. Everything's going to converge here on that wizard tower. Has a pre-heal ready. Knows that he's jumping over a lot of empty space. Could be potential giant bombs, so he drops it nice and early. Doesn't want to chance anything. And just like the previous attack, I can't remember if it was Jemmy or Messiah, coming in with the swag heal. So absolutely crushing it this war with the Hogs. Everybody did a great job. Town Hall 9. Lots of good cleanup attacks. So we'll go ahead and get through this. And we'll get on to Town Hall 10. Oh, geez. All the way over there. Okay. Let's go on with Earl, and this will complete our Hog section. What did he take out? He took out 6. There we go. And I like the orientation of this base. It's just funky. It's weird. It's unique. Looks fun to attack. And Earl did a great job, you know, pinpointing how to take this base out. So Bowler and Minion, as you can see, cut the funnel. Waits on the healers until that Bowler goes down. Doesn't want those healers to reroute. Drops in his wall breakers. Everything's nice and opened up. Gets that second group of wall breakers all the way through. Has a nice clean path. Doesn't need to worry about the queen going anywhere. And he's going to send a couple supporting wizards on the outside to make sure that she doesn't take that outside alley. So good call on that. Being very patient. He's got 2 more rages for her, and he's going to have 2 rages for his Hogs. Unfortunately, that poison might have been a tad bit early, but still is able to get the benefit on the queen with it. Second poison goes down. A little bit nasty walking out there. I think skeleton spell popped up or 2, or maybe that was just the witch, but Teslas are popping up. And watch this king, the value that he gets with this king. I love it. The barbarians, everything like that. Those Teslas were just, you know, waiting for Hogs, so he was able to get through there. Barbarians are just launching everything. Hogs are coming through. Deployed them at 3. They're just doing their thing, working through all of this. The other thing to mention was the queen was where the queen was. There was a multi-inferno, so that played out huge for the queen walk. Him being able to come through there and not worry about that amplifying damage from a single, and then being on this side of the base, having the single target with that many Hogs or, you know, multiple troops, etc. Not going to be able to keep up with the force that he came with. So great read on the base, and nice and quick cleanup with it too. That King Wizard walk, or King Charge and Wizard cleanup walk did pretty good. Great attack roll. All right. So that was kind of the hog heavy section of what we had going on this war. And let's take a look at Brandon. Sorry, guys. Taking on number 5. And he's coming in just with a witch slap. And, very simple, or bow witch. Not sure if there's a difference at Town Hall 10. Well, I guess this would be a slap because they're golems. I'm not really sure. Anyway, starts off 6 and 3 o'clock. Witches go down, bowlers go down on the outside, and they're just going to do work. Hits a few Teslas down there. Nice to get those out of the way nice and early. Doesn't get any funky routing. And actually, there goes another one right by that Town Hall. So he's looking in good shape right now. CC has come out, jump is down, and notice how long he holds on to this jump spell. For a second I'm like, dude, where's your jump spell? But he ends up hanging on to it and waits for, so he knows where those troops are kind of converged, where he wants them to go. And I think it ended up working out pretty well for him, getting that jump spell. So I think it maybe even kept them contained enough in that compartment for that time so they didn't all split off too early on him. Who knows? But I think that was a nice touch. As with any, witch slap or witch, whatever we want to call it, first part of the attack, it just muscles through, and generally we see it just kind of trickle out, and then you're left with a bunch of witches, and as long as you're able to get the remaining splash damage down, it's pretty much game over. So the queen is inside that compartment, but luckily she has access to kind of walk around and get the rest of that trash, and he's going to have to rely on a couple of witches and that queen to hopefully get over to that wizard tower in time, because what he has standing left, I don't know if it's going to take it out. So let's take a look and see. I'll kind of fast forward it a little bit. And the queen does get out. All right, good attack, Brandon. Next, we're going to be taking a look at number 1. And he's coming in with a bow wipe. Archer Queen walk bow wipe. Seeing those brand new level 7 P.E.K.K.A.s. And just watch how far they get into the space. It's kind of ridiculous. But cool. So Queen is down, healer is on her, Warden, Baby Dragon and Wizard for cutting the funnel up top. Drops the rage, takes out the cannon, is going to take out the compartment, and then he'll be able to continue right. And then he's going to drop that jump spell and deploy his second phase of the attack. Artillery activates. That giant obviously drew the fire, which is nice for that first round to attract that than any other troops. And just coming in very heavy with the bowlers. Everything's converged. Both of those P.E.K.K.A.s going in. Clan Castle, Rage, everything. Warden ability gets popped, and he's sitting pretty right now. There's a lot of troops up, a lot of high DPS troops in there. King is up. Both P.E.K.K.A.s are at full health, or both were until that single target got it. But look at this other one here. When it walks over this bomb here after this Inferno goes down, I mean, it doesn't, you can hardly see any health go away. Super, super powerful. So I'm sure we'll be seeing an addition of these quite a bit, especially with the new levels and them being dropped down at Town Hall 9. So it should be interesting to see what attacks have come up with. I was playing with some type of quad quake, Archer Queen walk, P.E.K.K.A. walk, etc., seeing what can be played around with. But I'm thinking I might have some success in playing with Quad Quake and P.E.K.K.A.s, so I'll get back to you guys on that. I might just be barking up the wrong tree. Who knows? But with that being said, the attack's just working through at this point. As you can see, healers are still up, which is nice. Keeps those bowlers up. Witch is going to stay up. And he's only got a few point defense left. And depending on how much health that bowler has, should be able to take out the wizard tower. Nope. Guess not. We'll go ahead and get through the rest of this. And you know what? I didn't do 6-pack shoutouts. So let's take a look at some 6-pack shoutouts. All right, so we've got Sully coming in with the 6-pack, Messiah, Jimmy Smits, Licks, Beerus, and what do we have up top? And that's it. So good war, guys. Good job. And we are off to MLCW. I always forget that. MLCW playoffs right now. So that's why I was recording this while war was still going, but all the attacks were in, because I gotta go. But until next time, Cedar be out.